Hello folks, thank you for dropping by. Whether my video has popped up randomly on your feed or if it's one that you're subscribed to, thank you for coming to watch. My name is Jean and it is mostly unboxing videos that I do on this channel, and that's what I've got for you this time round. Now the video that I've got for you is the October, yeah, we're still in October, edition of ScrawlrBox, a mystery box of art supplies, and it changes every month. I've had some really good stuff from ScrawlrBox and I'm getting quite a collection of art supplies, so that's something pretty good. And the cost of the supplies in the box always exceeds the cost of the box itself. Now I can't remember off the top of my head how much it is at the moment, but I will put that down in the box downstairs with the other information about this. So let's have a look what's in it, eh? As I said, this is a mystery box, so your first view, see, I'm just undoing it now, is the same as my first view. I've got absolutely no idea what's in here until we open it up. Right, oh, okay, so this is the first look. There is a little palette, a flower design with a yin-yang in the middle. It's quite nice. You can kind of go to my collection of palettes. Let's see, we've got a print from this month's featured artist, and her name is Emily Wassell. It says, my name is Emily Wassell and I'm a watercolour artist and educator from the UK. I started painting watercolours a few years ago to find creativity around my corporate job, and I fell in love with the process immediately. I specialise in painting floral and natural subjects and now have a creative business teaching other people about the magic of watercolours, which incidentally that's kind of what I did in college for my A-level. My A-level exam piece was painted in watercolours. So yes, watercolour is a fascinating challenge for someone who can be a bit of a control freak. You have to learn to let go and let the water do its thing. I became hooked watching the pigments move, blend and bleed into each other, creating magical effects. And yeah, you can create some fantastic effects, and you can also get some really fine details with it as well. I do still sometimes paint using watercolours, but I kind of have to be in the mood for it, like a lot of things. So yes, and we've got Emily's website here and her Instagram, so I'll put those in the information downstairs, and if anybody wants to have a look at more of her art, they can have a look at those links. Right, so let's get on with it, shall we? Oop, as I try not to land it on the floor. Right. Okay, so as ScrawlrBox have been doing for the past few months, there's no separate card with the contents of the box and how much they all cost. You can get to it by going through a QR code. So what I'll do is, when I do my write-up for the video, I'll go through the QR code and I will put the cost of the supplies that are in the box underneath, so you can see the comparison between the price of the box versus the combined cost of the supplies. Okay, so we have an A5 watercolour paper pad. I like watercolour paper because of the texture of the sheets. I've got a few watercolour pads and they're just really nice to work with. They're nice to do the initial sketching on, and they're nice to actually lay the watercolour paint down on. Okay, so as I said, we've got this little palette. We have got a bundle of stuff here. So let me pop the seal and see what we've got. It's like opening a bag of sweets. Righty-ho. Here we go. Right. There is a little spray bottle for filling up with water, and you can use it either to dampen your paper down if you don't, if you decide that you don't want to soak it and stretch it onto a board, which is the way that I was taught at college to work with watercolour paper. You wet it down with cold water, either with a sponge or run it under the tap, not so that it's absolutely sodden, but so that the paper itself is covered with water, and then you lay it down on your board. Make sure that it's all flat, because with the water it will stretch slightly, and if you don't stretch it beforehand, the surface as you paint will probably ripple and pucker, and you might end up with some undesired effects in your paint and your final work looking a bit strange because it's looking a bit bobbly. So soak it through, lay it down on your board so it's nicely stretched, and then if you use the tape that I use is a type of parcel tape that you wet with water. I usually do it with a sponge and then do it along each side of the paper so that as the paper dries and constricts, it's still got enough room to move, but when you start to work on it with the water and the watercolour paint itself, it's not gonna go weird as though it's not being stretched, if that makes sense. Right, okay, next up we have got, what's this? There's control the amount of water you use while painting with the handy push button. Right, I think, if I'm right, yes, it's a water brush, but it's a push button one. So the ones that I've got before from ScrawlrBoxes in the past have all been little squeezable ones. You've got the brush on the end, you put your water in it and you just squeeze it to get the water to come down, like you would if you were using, say for example, any women watching will probably know what I'm talking about here, and maybe some guys as well, you know. Some cosmetics, you can squeeze them to get them down the brush and then paint them on your skin, whatever you're going to do. Those other water brushes are kind of that same principle, but this one has got the push button, so it's going to behave slightly differently, but it should be, I'm hoping, easier to control the water as it comes out. Right, we have got this month's sweetie, which is bubblegum with a tangy sour flavour and a juicy liquid centre, and it's called Missile Explosion. That's what that looks like. I don't think I've had these before, but I do like sour sweets, so that sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Sour sweets, you know what I mean. Okay, and then there are three bottles of pigments. Jackman's Art Materials crystalline watercolour in midnight violet, turquoise and grey violet. And that's these. Let's see if I can undo the bag. I'll show you what the bottles look like properly. Now these are not something that I've worked with before, so this is going to be a bit of a learning curve for me too. What's this say? Sprinkle on magic or dab, swipe, spread. The magic of these paints is you can activate in a variety of ways. These pigments pack a punch, so a tiny bit goes a long way. That kind of looks like pollen grains. See what I mean? That one is the grey violet, so that's going to be interesting, I think, when it's wet. This is the midnight violet, and then we've got the turquoise one. Okay, is there anything else that I haven't? The only other thing that I've not shown you is this month's Scrawlr sticker. That's it, that's everything that's in this particular box. Now, it's not as ram-packed as some boxes have been in the past, but that's okay. These are pigments that I haven't worked with before, so they're going to be interesting to try. I don't know if, in fact, it should say in here. Right, so the Scrawlr challenge for October, and I know that we are fast approaching the end of October, is loose leaf. So that's going to be interesting. It's kind of the time of year to grab hold of leaves that have already fallen. So yes, let's have a look. Scrawlr top 3: Paul Bainbridge, Cindy Martin, and Emma Harding. There we go. That's examples of some of their works. Scroll Gallery for box 96. Now this one was the point of view one. That was the one where I'd done a picture of my point of view from where I was sitting here in front of the computer and what I'd got on the screen at the time. There's some really nice works on there. I couldn't have, I wouldn't have thought of any of these or anything like them. They're really nice. I didn't enter mine into it. I tend not to, because even though I do sometimes like them, I'm not really confident enough to kind of enter them into the Scrawlr challenge. So, there we go. Look, there's the bit that I said earlier on about making sure that your paper's stretched and held down. There's a little bit here about holding your paper down. And it says if you're using a lot of water on your paper, it can buckle, causing the paints to pool in areas and get patchy. Try taping the sides down with masking tape to hold it still and flat, or adhesive parcel tape that you wet with a sponge like what I've got. You can get that tape in different widths as well. I've got some that's about so wide and another that's about that wide. It's a handy to have around the house as well. You know, you never know when you might need something like that for various projects. So that's it for this box. I've shown you everything that's in it. Now, as to last month's challenge, the Paws and Claws one, I kind of started doing something, and I thought about it for quite a while before I even started it. I thought of various things that I could do, and as a result I've got nothing finished. the idea that I had is basically based around like a manga style cartoon character that's wearing a headband with cat ears on and has got like cat paw gloves and a tail behind, but because manga and anime cartoons are not something that I'd drawn before, I was watching a cartload of how to draw them videos, and as I say, as a result, I did not get very far with it, so I haven't got anything to actually show you from last month's box. But maybe, and it's probably going to be a big maybe, if I manage to do something with the contents of this particular box, hopefully by the time the next ScrawlrBox comes in, I'll be able to show you something or some things that I've done with this box. Excuse me. And what I managed to put down for last month's box as well. Hopefully I'll get something sorted and hopefully I'll like it enough to show you. But yeah, that's it for this particular box. Now I do have like a friend introduction code with these. This isn't anything that's special to me. Anybody that subscribes to ScrawlrBox gets their own code anyway, that you can give it to friends or whatever, people that might be interested in starting their own subscription with ScrawlrBox. So it's, if I remember rightly, I think it's 60 points it's worth, which comes out at £3 for you to be able to spend in the Scrawlr store, or I think you can take it off your first box as well, and I get the same as well. Again, like everything else that I show on my channel, this box wasn't gifted to me, it's one that I bought with my own money. It's not a PR exercise or anything like that. So I've got no access to grind or anything, and the opinion that I've given of the stuff here is all my own, and I hope I can kind of encourage people to enter the ScrawlrBox world as well and start their own artistic endeavours. So anyway, if you've managed to get this far, thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching this video and staying until the end. And just thank you for being there. I do appreciate absolutely everybody that stops by and watches one of my videos, or binges on them if that's what you fancy doing. I would really appreciate it then if you have enjoyed it, for you to just click the thumbs up and button and let me know. If you want to leave me comments, you know, everything is gratefully received. I'll do my best to reply in a decent time frame. Sometimes when I go to have a look on the stats for my videos, it shows as there are comments for me to read, but then when I click on them, there's nothing there, and I'm not sure if I've not managed to get to them quite quick enough, and YouTube have kind of, I don't know, archived them or lost them or deleted them or whatever. I don't know, it's all a bit weird. But yeah, just leave me comments. I do like reading what people put. I do appreciate people's interactions. If you're not already subscribed, you know, I appreciate it very, very much if you would like to. Also, if you don't want to, that's up to you too. You know, I don't want to twist anybody's arm either way. Everybody has their own free opinion. But yeah, I am still trying to work my way to 100 subscribers. I don't think I've had any new subscribers for a while. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video. As to weather forecast at the moment, it is 1:35 AM in England as I'm recording this. So it's very dark outside. It doesn't look as though it's raining at the moment though, because there's definitely no rain splashing on the windows as I speak. So hopefully it'll stay like that for a bit and it'll give the garden a chance to dry out from all the rain that we had, what, a week or so ago, just over a week ago. That was pretty nasty. So yes, that's it for me in this video. Thank you once again for staying and watching, and I hope you'll come by again and watch some more of my videos. See you soon, folks. Thank you. Bye bye.